Welcome back. This is the 5th video in this course and we're going to be talking about layers. So firstly, I'm going to ask you to press F11 to take away your paragraph style and character style box if you haven't already. And I'd like you to press the F7 shortcut key. This will bring up your layers panel. I'm just going to make this a bit bigger so you can see it. So firstly, let's talk about the important function of layers. Layers, if you like to think of it, are like a stack of pancakes. So one by one you could peel off the pancakes and each one underneath would be different. Now this would apply in a document if, say, you wanted to have a resource with a math test and then one layer had the answers, or maybe you wanted to do a diagram of the human body and each layer might have different information on the muscles and the bones and the organs. Layers function in the same way. So to set up a new layer, you can click the new layer icon down here. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at the layers panel and how they work. So if you double click on a layer here, you can actually see a couple of the features you can change it to. You can change the color of the layer, you can name the layer. So if you wanted to, say, call this images, you could do that. And there's a couple of other options here which we're not going to talk about for the purposes of this video, but we've got a couple of things that we can do, such as locking the layer and locking the guides, but we're going to do that in a different way. Okay, click OK, and now what you'll see is when you select the text boxes here, see how in the layers panel it automatically has it as layer 1. If we wanted to, say, make this box be on layer 2, we can drag this little blue square into the images layer here. And note the color of the box changes to red. That's because it's now on the images layer. So let's say, for example, this was a question and this was the answer to that question. And we didn't want to print this out when we exported the document, which we're going to cover in another video. What you can do is, see this little eye icon here? Well, you can click that and it will disappear. It's disappeared, but it's not deleted. So if you want to bring it back, you can simply click that little eye icon as well. Now, one great feature of layers is, let's say in our document, we've got our text boxes here and we want to add some color. If I was to make a new color box by pressing M and dragging a box and then choosing a color, let's say I'm going to choose blue for purposes of this, and notice how it is not only in front of our text, but it's sort of, if we wanted to select our text box and move it, it would move the box as well. Well, what I'd like you to do is make another layer, layer 3, select the box and drag it up to layer 3. Now, it's still in front of our text, so we can solve that by dragging this layer underneath the other layers. Voila! See how that worked? Great. Now, the only other problem we had was when we selected the text box, it was also selecting this colored box. So what I'd like you to do is, in this little box next to the eye icon, click. What that's done is lock the layer. So now, if you're moving your text boxes around, if you're selecting the whole document, notice how the colored block doesn't move. In pairs, for guided practice, show your partner how you created and locked a layer, and demonstrate to your partner how you assign content to a different layer. For independent practice at home, see if you could apply this knowledge of layers to a practice exam. And could you create a resource that displays different information and print it separately? That's all for this video. See you in the next one.